Hi everyone, Ashley here. I just wanted to do a quick video about a new feature in Zoho Forms. It's called Dynamic Prefill Webhooks. So the idea of this is that you can query a database somewhere else using a field that a user has entered data into in your form, and then pull data from that external database based on that piece of information that the user has entered. If we look at the sales page, or not really the sales page, but the support article on this, you can see an animation. And what they're suggesting here is that you can put in a student ID, the user hits a little button there for search, and it goes off, queries that database, and pulls back in the information that it found about that student. I was thinking when I first saw this is going to be a bit of a game changer, because at the moment there is a feature in advanced fields where you can query or look up contacts in the CRM, for example, but you have to have a user account. You have to have a Zoho account. So external users can't do that. So I was thinking, oh, that's always been a bit of a limitation. And when I saw this, I thought, brilliant, that's really great. We can probably do that there now. But when I tested it, I discovered that you can't do that. And when I contacted support, they kind of explained why, and I feel a bit silly now overlooking this. But in theory, if that was an open database then, and we could put someone's email address in and pre-populate a form then with their information, that's great. That makes it really handy for that person, doesn't it? But obviously I could then go through and just keep populating email addresses into that lookup field and seeing who all my customers are, or stealing people's personal information. So it is actually a good idea that it's not a possibility. So what are the other use cases for this? One of them, I think, is probably a really good use case for this is probably like postcodes or air codes or zip codes that you can pop in an air code or a zip code, postcode, search, and it populates an address. Maybe building details, maybe looking up a flight information and adding it in here. Anywhere you can query an external public database, this is going to be useful. So let's just jump over for a second to Zoho Forms, and here's one that I prepared earlier. So just a simple form, name, email, air code here in Ireland, postcode and address. Now this isn't a working version, but I just want to show you how this would be set up. So what you would do is, once you've created your form, just in the normal way you would do that, go to settings, and you might notice as well now that the settings page has changed slightly in Zoho Forms. There's an option here at the top called Prefill, and on that list we can see Dynamic Prefill Webhook. So if I click on that, it brings me to this page, and we're back in the old version of the settings. Interesting. So if we click on Configure, what it's going to ask us to do here is pick a field from our form, which is going to be that lookup field. So I'm going to choose postcode. Below that, you're going to put in the URL, the endpoint for the database that you're querying. So this is where it starts to get a bit more technical. This might not be something that everyone's comfortable doing. If you do need help with this, you can always reach out to us. But basically, an example of this for one of the examples I gave was the air code one. There's a company called Postcoder, have them on the screen here in front of me, and they provide a service where you can use their database, and they give you a URL that you can put in here, and that also contains your unique key for your account, because there's obviously a cost involved in this as well. Querying someone else's database, you have to pay not very much, but I think it was 500 credits, which I think is about 250 searches for about 25 euros, is what I remember, just to give you an idea on price. So it's not very expensive, but if it's saving you time, that's good. You would put that in there, then you would put in here the key. So you can see here it's saying the search field value, which is this one up here, the search field value. So that whatever you put in for the postcode is going to go in here. But in their documentation, whichever database you're querying, you're going to need to tell them what it should be looking up. So in that case, we'd probably be saying air code or postcode in here, something like that. I'll put an air code here. I'm just going to put postcode. Okay, postcode. So what will happen is this system, Zoho forms will use this URL that you're putting in here. It's going to add this part onto the end. It's going to say postcode equals, and then whatever's been put in the form, and it's going to send that to wherever this URL points to, and that database there is going to send back a response that's got all the information that you need to populate your form. So that's the introduction to how you do it. If you've got a good use case for this, then let me know and I'll see if it's something that I can do as a demo as well. And if I've got time to find an open API for maybe searching postcodes, I'll do that and I'll post that as a second video. Thanks everyone. See you soon. Bye.